Hi guys, today's topic is Google Cloud Function, the serverless cloud computing of Google. So what is Cloud Function? It is a serverless framework which provides you to run your backend code or your microservices automatically. Means you can run your microservices or the backend code, whatever the backend code you have written, you can run on the Cloud Functions. So it is basically an event trigger based. So you can also uh, use Cloud Function for HTTP requests. So as you know that in the serverless, uh, you don't need to manage the complete server at your end. You just have to store the uh, your backend code to the cloud, and this will run in a managed server. So this will run in the Google's managed server. Google Cloud Function supports these languages. You can write the code for Cloud Functions in these languages like Java, .NET, Ruby, Node.js, Go, Python, PHP. These are the versions which are supported on the Google Cloud Function. Now, what we will see some key points which is used in Google Cloud Function. The first thing is serverless. So serverless means code executes in a fully managed environment and no need to provision any infrastructure. Of course, the payment will be according to as per your use. So whenever you use the service, you will be paid for only for that. Single purpose function. Single purpose means you cannot put multiple of functions or multiple of logics uh, inside a single cloud function service. The cloud functions are for single purpose unit of code. So you can create multiple cloud functions, and every cloud function will have separate a unit of code. Next thing is events. In the cloud function, we have events. Means on the Google Cloud platform, everything, whatever happening in the services, like if we are using Google Cloud Storage or we are using Google Cloud SQL, or there are a lot of services on the Google Cloud. So whatever service we are using, they will trigger some events, and we will capture that events in a trigger, and we can respond these triggers. I mean, you can create a response to an event with a trigger. A trigger is just a declaration that you are interested in a certain event. So whenever you are getting any event, you can write your cloud function that you want to do this operation on that particular event. Yeah, just as every serverless technology have some execution time, so cloud function also have default 1 minute time, but you can extend it to the 9 minutes. So whenever function execution time out, so you will get an error status in that function. Next, calling cloud function. How can we call a cloud function? So there are two triggers. The first one is HTTP trigger, and the second one is event trigger. So we can call a cloud function from HTTP also, and the events which are happening inside the cloud platform. So every cloud function has a trigger which determines how and when your function executes. So first, we will see about the HTTP triggers. So a function with an HTTP trigger is executed when a HTTP request is sent to the function's URL. We will see these triggers practically. So let's let's move to the Google Cloud Platform. So this is a Google Cloud Platform window. Here I have my project as my first project. Okay. Now what will I do? I will just go to the API, and in the API.
सर आपकी स्क्रीन शेयर्ड पीपीटी वाली है.
Okay. Yeah. So we are on the Google Cloud Platform. Is it visible?
Yes sir.
Okay. So on the Google Cloud Platform, we will see the Google Cloud Function API. So we will go to the Google Cloud API, and we will make an enable. So once it is enabled, we will go to the Google Cloud Functions. There is the Cloud Functions. We can create a new function by clicking on this button. So we can have a function name. The function name can be anything. I mean, we are just creating an example for HTTP trigger. So we can call it HTTP trigger function. The function name should be in small letters. So we have to choose the region. The reason for India is, I think, Asia South Mumbai. So we can select what kind of trigger is this. So as we have HTTP, and the other triggers are the cloud triggers. So we'll talk about them later. So first we will trigger for the HTTP. So here is some authentication, like what kind of authentication we use for this trigger. So we will allow uh, unauthenticated. So we will also require for HTTPS. This is going to be the URL for this trigger. Next. So as we have multiple language support, so we can go now with Node.js. If you know other languages, you can write your code in other languages also, which are supported by Google Cloud. We also have option to write the code in the inline editor, or we can upload the code with a zip file, or upload the code from cloud storage or the cloud source repository. So here is the function. This is the simplest function, where we are just retrieving the hello world message. So this is a Node.js function. So we will deploy this. This could get some time. So here we will have a cloud function which have this reason and HTTP trigger, and of course the language name is Node.js. We have also uh, got the memory here, that allocated memory. The function name is the executed function is this, and the deploy date is here. It will take some time. Yeah, the function is ready, so we can check the function by clicking on it. So here we can check the details, the source code, the variables, triggers, permission, log, and testing. So we can test our function. Uh, we can test our function by clicking on the text of function. So the test is completed and the hello world is printed. We can also test by triggering any event, like we have to send a message. There's another message. We can test it. Another message for test is completed. So we can also uh, check the trigger. So this is the URL we are getting for the function. So whenever we are uh, hitting this URL, we will get the output. Whatever we have written in the code, this will be shown as the output. We can see our logs. So we can debug our cloud function with the help of logs. See, in the logs, first we have started the function when we was testing. So it was started at, and the status code is 200. Again, we test with another message. So that also has been uh, tested successfully. And then we was checked it with the URL. This also have logged here. So this is how we can use a cloud function for HTTP. We can also edit the function. So if you want to change the code or you want to do something else, so I have a simple example of a HTTP file. Oh, sorry, HTML file. We can so we can just check the HTML. In the HTML, this is just a simple HTML code where we have just printed, here is my HTML page. So we can deploy it and check. Again, it will take some time. In the meanwhile, we can check the another trigger, the event trigger. So as we had checked for the HTTP triggers, we also have some event triggers. Event triggers are so every cloud service have some events. Suppose I have inserted a file into the cloud storage. So cloud storage will send an event to the cloud functions. If we have something to do on that particular event, so we can write a cloud function, uh, and whenever any file will be inserted in the cloud storage, so the cloud function will perform accordingly whatever the logic we have written over there. So a function with an event trigger does not have a public URL. It executes in response to an event within your cloud project. For example, a function might execute in response to change to data in a database. So if we have changed anything in database, we also get an event, and we can write a function uh, to trigger that. I mean, whenever we get that event. So these are the events. These are the triggers in the cloud. So cloud function supports the following event-based triggers: cloud PubSub triggers, cloud storage triggers, direct triggers, cloud Firestore triggers, analytics for Firebase, Firebase real-time database, or Firebase authentication. So these are the uh, cloud function services like Firebase authentication or Firebase real-time database. Some of them are missing here. So we have a lot of services which have some events, and we can handle these events with the help of cloud functions. And we can uh, do some triggers on it. So here is our function ready. Now the same trigger URL. Here is my HTML page. So this is a good idea that we can create our whole website on the same URL, and we can we have to pay just whenever we want, or whenever the uh, website is executed. So this was the HTTP trigger. Now we will check for the event trigger by creating a new function. So we will create a function for storage trigger. Again, we have to select the region, Asia South in Mumbai, and we will select here the trigger as cloud storage. So basically, what is cloud storage? Cloud storage is a service where we can store our files, images, or any kind of file. We can store, delete, or art. So these are the events on the cloud storage. So suppose if we are creating any new file, I mean uploading any new file, so it will be trigger an event. So first we will browse our bucket. So we have to create a bucket on our cloud storage. I have created a bucket called developer buddy. So I will select this bucket and save this function. Next. So this is the function of Node.js again, and we are using inline editor. Whenever we have any inserting or creating any file, so we will get an event over there. So what we will do, we will just we are just checking the file name, whatever the file is there. So let's open the cloud storage. So on the cloud storage, I have this developer buddy bucket. Here I will upload a file, and this will send an event to our function. And on that event, I'm just printing the file name on the console. So the function is creating. So you can use this event trigger, like suppose a new user has been entered in the database. You want, whenever a new user have entered in the database, you want to send an email to the user's email ID. So you can write your function in that trigger. Or you want to if any image or any file is inserted inside the cloud function, cloud storage, you can uh, put an entry inside the database. So you can also write such kind of logic inside the cloud function. So you can use all of the Google services events with the help of cloud function, and also the HTTP. So it is, yeah, it is ready now. Let's see the function. As we don't have any public URL for this, so what we will do, we will just upload a file. So suppose here is our file, open. The file has been uploaded. We can go to the logs and check. I think we need to refresh it. Yeah, so the function has been started, and the file we have inserted is a cloud.txt file, and the function execution is, the status is okay. So here we can check the logs. So this is all about cloud functions. We can also check the flow diagram of that cloud function. I mean, any cloud service have any event, this will emit an event to the cloud function. Cloud function will respond to that event, and also this will respond to the HTTP triggers. So we also have two kinds of cloud functions. One is foreground, second one is background. So the HTTP one is called foreground functions. It is synchronous, and the other event based triggers. these are called the background functions. This is all about Cloud Function. Thank you.